Okay.
All right, we're here with Winnie and
Edward. Hi,
Winnie.
Winnie.
Yeah, we're here
Hello.
because wanted to catch up with Winnie, a intern, one of my favorite guests of all time who have come to CCC. And it took a little while, unfortunately, to have a liking towards Winnie. And but you know what? Here we are, over a year later. We still feel very. I feel very connected to her, nonetheless. And Winnie, why don't you tell us the first time we met and what was your impressions?
Oh, um, I remember I was talking to my mom about finding a church in the area. Um, my youth pastor actually recommended a church, but it was like too far away from too far away for me to like actually like commute there. So
What was
my
the church?
mom, I don't remember. I think it was I think it was close to Falls Church. I don't remember like what it
Gotcha.
was.
It's a
But like
Chinese church, a boring
yeah.
Chinese church.
Oh, I don't know if it was a Chinese church, but I
Oh, was it?
remember that they recommended me to go to that
Was it a
church, and
mega
my mom
church?
was just like, "It's too far away. You should go to maybe."
Okay.
And then she was like looking on Google Maps or Apple Maps, and then she was like, "Oh, um, there's this Chinese church that's in Chinatown. You should go and take a look there." And I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." So I remember like looking for the church in Chinatown, and I was I was like,
Oh
I
my
don't know
god.
why. Um, but like I remember walking in there and I was like feeling I don't know, like it was like a first experience for me to like go somewhere by myself. Um, and I remember coming into the church and I remember meeting like um oh I don't remember her name. But I remember
Who was
meeting
it?
someone
Rita?
there. What is it?
Rita at the door?
I think so. Yeah, it was Rita at the door, and I remember coming in, and I remember like my first impression was that the church building was very big, and I remember them like guiding me to the stairs and finding the youth group, and um, I remember thinking like it was I don't know I wasn't like super shy, but at the same time like I wasn't like I'm not like a super extroverted person, but I remember um coming in and sitting down and I remember thinking that Garrett was like a very interesting person. Um,
Was it your when you say interesting, do you mean different than normal
I think
Sunday school or just different?
um
He made bad jokes in Sunday school. That's what's different, right?
Okay,
I
okay.
think like hmm. I remember thinking that Garrett seemed very young. Like my first impression of him was like he was like in his early 20s or late 20s.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were lying to you for a good couple of good month and a half, right? We're
Remember, we were getting her to guess your age at
lunch.
Milakai.
Hmm.
Mila Kai?
Went to eat pho, remember?
Was I there?
Was that
Oh, I
Winnie?
remember
I don't
eating
think I was
pho with
there.
you guys.
I think we were asking you if you knew what everyone's age was.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you said I was 25.
And
And I
I think
just
I
said,
said
all right,
you were
let's,
23. I don't
okay,
remember.
whatever. I was just like, let's go with it. Okay.
Um, I remember thinking that like how different the church was compared to my church. I think it was just like because in my own church, I'm the oldest kid, and because of that, I'm kind of expected to handle a lot of responsibility. And I remember like coming to this church and feeling like, oh, this is the first time like I'm in a church with a lot of people that are closer to my age. Um, yeah. Um,
Well, I remember you.
you had a mask.
And I remember,
That's what Garrett always says.
I remember, okay, person with a mask, weird voice. I think we're done here. Let's move on. And, and I think I remember trying to invite you to hang out one time after church, and you wanted to go to see the museums, even though it was raining. I go, okay,
oh yeah.
Oh,
weirdo,
wow.
weird person, whatever. I don't care. So I
Mhm.
think I've tried. Anyways, we moved on.
So what happened after that?
What happened after that was
She went to the museum by herself, but when did we hang out with her?
I
When did,
I are
when was the next?
sorry, you eating popcorn. Um, I remember inviting you to my house for no reason.
Oh.
I remember watching John Wick.
That's true. That's true. That was I think someone invited you. And anyways, so
Maybe
you
me and
came to
Tom.
my house, and I had just gotten in a fight. My toenail was broken, and I remember trying to show you my toenail was coming out, and you took it pretty well. And
I
then I
was
remember,
I was
yeah,
kind of shocked when that happened. I was like, wait, is this actually happening?
well, I wasn't going to pull it out, but then Tommy said, "Don't pull it out," so that motivated me to tell him I wasn't show him I wasn't a girl.
Mhm.
And then I went, and then I tried to shake your hand a whole bunch of times with my toenail in my hand,
hmm
and you seemed like you responded pretty well to that.
I don't know. I was like, I mean, I've had like my own share of gore, because of my little brother, growing up. He always gets injured, and so I've been like, I've seen a lot of stuff, but I was like, oh, this is the first time I've seen someone willingly take off their own, like, rip off their toenail in front of me. And
Yeah,
I was
you were
like,
lucky. You were lucky. Most times I had to
lucky.
do it by myself. I had the audience. That was pretty impressive. What you think, Edward?
She wasn't really showing a reaction.
Yeah, I was like, let's go. Let's keep pushing the
She
envelope.
was trying her best to hide it.
All right. Yeah, okay. So let's keep going. Let's set the background some more. And then I remember for whatever reason, I don't remember if you told me your mom had cancer
hmm
or whatever, and then I showed you the book that I wrote about my father,
hmm
and you were reading at my house.
hmm
The same day.
Yeah, the same day.
Yeah.
And you were saying, I don't want to leave yet. I'm trying to finish this book. And I'm like, wow. It made me feel so honored you want to finish a book when the author is standing right in front of you.
It was a good
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
Um, I like reading. It was like also the first time that I read a book that was like much more personal, that I could like kind of see and understand a perspective, and also like it felt like very personal as like I'm reading. I mean, I'm sure like there's a lot of books are where people write about their own stories, but it was like I wanted to know more about Garrett and also wanted to know more about like the people here. Um
You're a nice
and
person.
I could kind of relate to like having like parents who had cancer. My mom was diagnosed with cancer when she, oh my goodness, in 2016, 2017.
That's the same
Um,
time my father was diagnosed. Same year.
yeah, I thought that was a very interesting, uh, I thought it was like interesting that like we shared like a very similar yet specific experience. Um, and I remember a lot of things from that time about like, um, feeling like I had to be supportive of my parents and like be someone that they could rely on at a young age, and also feel like um I don't know, it opened a perspective where I realized like I had to grow up like early on. It also helped me like realize that like a lot of people are not here forever, and that it's important to cherish your time with them when you have them with you.
Sounds good.
Oh.
So we came yeah, yeah, cancer is not good. And you had pity on me, huh? You felt like you could empathize with me. You felt like I was a human.
Mm, I feel
Because you
like
know
it
I
was
was trying
more easier to understand you as a
because
person.
you said I was trying to be a fake person. I was trying to be this alpha male, strong, tough guy. But then you said that's just an act.
When you said that,
That's what Winnie thinks, right, Winnie?
I said like I think I said like on the outside, like Garrett's a very physical, very strong, very manly person. But also like he's a very thoughtful and very emotional being on the inside.
So that's why I'm friends with Winnie, because she's a counselor and she understands people very well. Edward, any thoughts? I think before we move on, I guess we'll talk about youth ministry. That's where I became. I think I became really Winnie's friend.
Mm.
That were you any thoughts when
um,
you first met? Okay, let's talk about when we first met her. Winnie was kind of weird. She had a mask, and she acted like she was a cartoon character, and she reminded me of kids from A. Lead, like maybe about the emotional maturity of a 14-year-old. Probably watches a lot of anime and a complete loser. And then I remember Edward and Tommy saying, "You should be friends with Winnie." Like, I don't give a fuck how many times I told you I don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, Edward. All right, I'm not going to be friends with this loser.
I remember, yeah.
So
Mhm.
just let you know, I'm like, and I finally said, Winnie, why do you keep using this fake voice? All that is to say was that was my first impression of you. And then when I finally got to know you and I found out that you were in charge of youth ministry, I had a complete change of heart. But anyways, that's kind of how we met. But you go ahead, Edward. Any thoughts?
Mm, the voice. I only have one other. It wasn't as weird to me as it was to Garrett because I
Why don't
have.
you use your voice right now, Winnie? Why don't you do that fake voice right now?
Oh, um,
Did it die?
I don't think it died. I think it just depends on like who I'm talking to.
I feel like you
Um,
have a mental health issue. If you have a
Me?
fake voice, yeah, I put you in the mental health category. But go ahead, let me hear your fake
And
voice.
which one?
Gender dysmorphia, bipolarism. What's the other one? What's the one when people make up realities? Edward,
Realities?
psychosis. You got psychosis.
Psychosis.
I know this because you know why? That's what the psychiatrist said about me. He said I have psychosis.
He said you
Yeah,
had psychosis?
yeah, I did. I know. I went to counselor many times. But go ahead. We're not here to talk about me though.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Edward. You remember anything from Winnie?
Yeah, her voice. I have one other friend who has like a high pitched voice, and it's like I always thought, is that your real voice? And I'm more accepting of it. I was like, maybe that is her real voice. I shouldn't make fun of it. But Garrett told me it's a front you're putting on. So I think me and Tommy, we were trying to get you to like talk differently.
Mm-hmm. I remember
Uh,
that.
yeah, and I think we enjoyed talking with you because you just easygoing, and that's what we mean when we tell Garrett like, "Hey, Winnie's cool,"
Mm-hmm.
because Garrett will joke a lot, and then she'll be all right with it. She won't be repelled. Uh, what else? Oh, oh, he's doing baby stuff right now.
That's okay.
Did we ever hang out?
We did.
I know we went to eat
Yeah, I
Korean
remember eating
barbecue.
Korean barbecue. Yeah. It was my first time having Korean barbecue.
That was your first time?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I
Mhm.
think I remember that, which is why I wanted to be there. Or Tommy invited me. Um, we got boba that day too, I think, or we went to a Japanese store.
We did. I remember.
Talking about the dessert place?
Say it again, Garrett.
Okay, go. Sorry, Edward.
What else did we do?
It
Um,
was a sweet tea again. After we went to the gym. Took out my toenails, but we went to the gym and then sweet tea.
We went to the gym together, right?
we did go to the gym together, but I think it was like later on. Um,
It's torture. Torture. All right. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. So, after we became friends a little bit, I
Mhm.
asked you to teach Sunday school with Tommy,
Oh, I did.
Oh, we
Yeah.
have the picture for that.
and I want to say this, Winnie. I swear to you, I'm being completely honest. I've never had anybody teach Sunday school that well outside of myself, which sounds very arrogant, and Roy Wong. And I remember they started asking questions about what is baptism, and I go, "Oh my God, this person actually kind of understands the Bible."
Mhm.
And I found that to be very attractive as a Christian. Like, wow, this person knows their stuff. I think that was very, maybe a better word is laudable.
Hmm.
Laud. Is that a big word? I'm an author.
What's laudable mean?
You know what laudable means is?
No, I don't.
All right, sorry. Let me look it up. Go ahead. So I found that to be very interesting. And that's when I felt I really took a liking to you because as someone who teaches Sunday school a lot I feel that I can appreciate a lot of what means deserving of praise and commendation. So I felt that you did a really good job, and I have a lot of respect for that. Where did that come from? I'm blown away.
Oh, I personally was actually struggling a lot with making the lesson plan. Uh, I remember stressing out, and I remember stressing out on like how to teach the lesson, and I was just like, I remember like feeling like very stuck, and I remember calling Garrett and asking, um, like how would he teach the passage if he was the one teaching it, how would he teach the passage?
It was with a three-way call, you, Tommy, and I. Is that what you're referring
Yeah.
to? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm trying to connect always Winnie and Tommy.
Mhm.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
yeah, but like I was thinking like in a way um like I don't know. I would say like I understand the Bible to an extent, but like I thought it was like really interesting by how Garrett perceived the passage.
What
Um
did I say? It had to do with. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Is it just how I? Are you just saying I always look at things differently, or is it just that passage?
I think it was like how you look at things differently.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because I have testosterone. Everything is related to sports, fighting, or racism.
Do you remember what the passage was?
It had to do with baptism.
I remember it had something to do with John the Baptist.
About
Mhm.
when Jesus gets
Yeah, I think it was
baptized?
when Jesus
Yeah.
was getting baptized.
Uh-huh. How are you repping what she saw?
I don't know.
Okay, no worries.
It's okay. I
I
wasn't
just want to say,
remembering.
Whitney, I felt there was some real talent in front of me, and I
Oh,
was blown.
funny fact, it was the first time I was teaching Sunday school too. Well, like, because most of the time when I taught Sunday school in my church, it was mostly to like very, very little kids.
Mhm.
So this was my first time like teaching it on a more advanced level. Um, I believe like I've talked to like kids in my church about like experiences as a Christian and like experiences in the Bible, but I still feel like it's still not as it's not the same as like when you're talking to much older people and people who have more shared experiences with you.
Yeah.
Um, but it's also like the first time that I was teaching like Sunday school to a class who was much more younger in their faith, I guess, than like the kids like growing up in church.
You're saying our Sunday school is very raw. Is that what you're saying?
Very what?
Raw?
I don't know if that's the word for it. I think like more like still spiritually young, but like not as in like
I
age.
know, I know. We're not as mature as you, Winnie.
No, that's not
You're our
what.
leader.
Um, I try to be. I don't think
Winnie's my
like
mom.
what is it?
You're like my mom.
I'm like your mom.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's mature.
I had a new theory, by the way, Edward. I swear to you. I said this to my wife the other day. From now on, I'm only going to look for rounder women to be my mother figure.
You said this to me?
Yeah, I was thinking about Dennis's mom and
Yeah.
and Mrs. Chi, and I thought about how my mom was skinny, and we had a little like
She's not a
conflict
good mom figure
because she was too skinny. And I thought about how Evelyn's got wide hips. I'm like, I want to really focus in on bigger women to be like a mother, spiritual mother to me. And Wendy, I think you could work into that.
Okay.
Anyways, yes, you know a lot about the Bible, and when I talk to you, you seem like a mommy, like a motherly figure.
Nurturing.
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's really funny because a lot of my kids say this too. They're like, I very distinctively remember one kid was telling me, he's like, Miss Winnie, you feel like you're my mom. And I was like, oh. And I was like, very
I feel
surprised.
like you're my mom, Winnie.
Me?
I feel like you're my mom because you're always correcting me as if I'm Sunny. I'm like, hey, I'm twice your age, right?
I treat most people like they're younger than me, but not
You're like,
not
don't say
that.
that. Don't do that. It's inappropriate. I feel like you say that to me. I feel like you judge me.
I don't judge you, but I definitely tell you not to do things.
Yeah, I do. Okay. So let's take a detour. And you read the book I wrote. I haven't really shared that book, but was that interesting to you because you did youth ministry? I was very curious
Mm. Are you
about your
talking about the
opinion.
first book that you wrote?
The second one.
The second one.
Yeah, I'm a multi.
We finished the second book when she was here.
No, she wrote. I gave that to her when she ate Korean barbecue.
Oh yeah.
By the way, we went to lunch, and then we went from lunch to Japanese dessert, and then we went to eat again at a pastry. And I go, Winnie, you do know we're going to buffet, right? And she's like, Yeah, I still want to eat.
Mhm.
Anyways, I gave the book to Winnie during the Jongro. So
Oh, Jongro. Yeah.
Jongro. So, anyways, yeah, that's when I gave it to her. So go ahead, Winnie.
Mhm.
Do you have any thoughts? You working in youth ministry and any connections between my own experience and yours, or different? Maybe things you disagree with.
Mhm.
Maybe.
I think more recently, actually, just last month, two girls from our church just graduated high school and they're going to college. And I remember like looking back and I was like, wow, like I feel so old, but I'm not that old. But it's like really weird when you start to see everyone grow up and you start to realize how grown up that everyone is becoming. And seeing people grow in different ways. It's also realizing that like I don't have as much as a large role in their lives as I expect to be, or
Are you saying
like
you walk? Are you saying that's like a humbling experience?
um
Like you thought you were more important than you were? Because I feel that way all the time.
This is at her church.
I'm a nobody.
I think a humbling experience is when like you realize that you're no longer a part of someone's life. Um,
Why are you laughing, Gary?
I want to tell you a humbling experience. My humbling experience is me writing this book for youth ministry and giving it to the kids that I wrote about and them never reading the book.
Some read it.
The ones who read it are the ones who are like sitting next to me right now. But the ones who needed to read the book never read it. So that's it. That's a humbling experience when you really go out of your right to write this thing and as a way to hopefully show people you love them and they never even take the time to read something you worked on. Sorry. I just want you to know I appreciate you, Winnie, because you said you liked the book. So that made me
I really did like the book. It reminded me a lot of you, and also reminded me like of a.
because I wrote it. What do you mean?
I know you wrote it.
What does
like,
that mean?
I felt like
Yeah.
I could like actually hear your voice as I'm like reading the book.
sounded
Got
like
it.
him.
Slightly grammatically incorrect at all times.
It's okay.
No,
I
that's
mean-
my voice.
Yeah. But I think of it like as like watching like the kids grow in our church. Because even though like you like even though I've been here like ever since like I was a little kid and watching people come and watching people go and watching people grow up and leave and like realize that like there's always like a time where I have to let these children go in a way. Not in like a bad way, but also realizing that there's only so much I can do for them. And there's only so much like I am present in their lives. And even though I'm here now, it doesn't mean that I'll always be there with them in the future. And it also means that they don't always like need me in the future either.
If they die, you'll play at their funeral, right?
I don't know if I'll die and they'll have to
No,
play.
if they die, you'll be at their funeral playing a piano.
Oh, definitely. I'll be playing the piano for them.
Do you know Winnie's playing at a funeral this weekend for the piano?
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
What?
Dude, you should play at my funeral, my mom's
I
funeral.
would love to, but I'm
Yeah,
not
it'd be so
China.
cool. Dude, I feel so connected to you through death.
You could give me a list of songs and I can play it for you.
I just really want you to comfort me. That's really what I'm saying.
I really want to come too.
Yeah. Anyways, what are you playing? Isn't that crazy?
Can I? Sorry. Can I
Okay.
ask? Who's the funeral for?
Actually,
Church member? Distant friend.
how do I say this? So it's like someone's mom in our church.
Okay.
Her mother just passed away like last Thursday, last Wednesday, last Thursday.
Ooh,
Uh,
sounds like my mom.
yeah, she
Very
literally
recent.
passed away the same day that your mom passed away.
What?
It was really weird because I
Uh,
remember my
Seven
sister.
Eleven
The
was the
same
day.
day. The same day.
I think so. Yeah,
7-Eleven.
yeah, because like my sister sent a text message and she said, "Oh, like pray for Garrett. His mom just passed away." And a couple hours later, my mom said, "Oh, can you pray this for this family? Like their grandpa also just passed away." And I was like, "Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you, Winnie. I didn't
What?
want to take, I didn't want to take you away from your other funeral.
What?"
I'm being selfish. I apologize.
No, don't be. No, you're allowed to be selfish.
No, Quinny shouldn't have done that to you. She should have waited
She's
for
in
you.
trouble.
She should have let you care about the other person before you care about me.
No, each person
Weren't,
deserves
weren't you
to be
first
heard.
though?
Yeah, but I'm not. Quinny's got my back.
No, I remember like having this text messages both on the same day, and
I told Quinny, by the way, I talked to her about music a lot through my mom being sick because there would be a piano in the hospital, and I would always stop and just look to see if anyone's playing or listen. And if it was there, I would feel in love with the person or the sound of the music, and I would try to share my feelings with Queenie, trying to understand what's happening inside of me. And that's why I appreciated Queenie's conversation about music. I felt that it has had some healing. There's something special about music that can make you feel better when you're really sad. Is that true, Edward? I have no idea. I'm not usually sad.
About classical music or just music? What are you saying?
Juice World.
Yes, music can be healing.
Yeah, I. Oh my gosh, I did a whole homework assignment on this too, on music therapy. Um, it was actually like funny enough. It was like I was doing this assignment when I was in DC. For this writing class that I was taking there.
Why don't you tell us what your major is? I'm sorry.
My major?
For the people who don't know you and will listen to
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Oh,
What do you study in college?
I'm a psychology major. Well, I was a psychology major.
Now you're a psychologist.
No, not a psychologist yet. I gotta get a license first. Um,
Can
but
you use me in your practicum?
technically, I'm not sure. Um, a lot of like practices, like if you have a relationship with your client, like it has to be very like strictly confidential and very strictly like they're very strict about like who you can treat because if it's a person that you know outside of therapy, you're not allowed to practice therapy with them actually.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
um yeah.
So you're a psychology major and you want to be a counselor, maybe a school counselor.
Maybe a school counselor.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
I said you, Queenie, Edward, and I are supposed to all work together in the same school, so we could have the coolest school of all time.
That would be a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it would be. Just don't tell anyone we're friends. They'll judge you for it.
I think the kids will get me and my sister mixed up very often.
All right, so let's real quick. I want to back up. What is your role at the church as a youth person?
Currently?
Before, just go back before in the big picture,
Oh.
and tell me about some of the pressures you feel.
Oh my gosh. Growing up in a church, I started teaching Sunday school when I was in like middle school and kind of like high school, early high school. And then I started like doing, oh my gosh, during the pandemic, like I also continued Sunday school, but it was really tough to teach like Sunday school online with kids. Um, and I kept teaching Sunday school until maybe like until I graduated high school. Um, and then like I just mostly stayed at the church to help out.
Well, why aren't you rebellious?
I'm not normally a rebellious person. I like to keep the peace. I don't like to start
All right,
conflict.
all right. I'm gonna be very specific. A lot of people that grow up in the church become psychotic. Now, some stay the straight and narrow path. But a lot of girls, they kind of can't wait to just get away from this facade of trying to please everyone,
Hmm.
or they just can't wait to have sex with guys or something.
Is that what
Uh,
you've seen?
I won't say
No
that.
names, no
But,
names. I mean, there's a lot of people that go up in church and really play the game really well, and they all look very normal, and then they get to college and they never want to come back. And that's 90% of people based on statistics
hmm.
that I've heard before. Why do you want to actually be a team player? Especially when your mom is at church. That's weird.
I
You
don't think
understand?
it's weird. Um,
Most people want to be
Uncommon.
rebellious. They want to find a form their own identity away from their family. You're not
mm,
normal, from what I'm saying. It's
I
not
don't think
normal.
so. I feel like a lot of my identity is like very based on my family, based on my role in my family. I wanted to continue to stay at my current church, because I wanted to stay for the youth kids and help out with the youth
But you
ministry.
know how rare that is?
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
I
I
guess she
don't think
doesn't.
it's like
You're supposed to be trying to have sex right now with
no,
guys in a Christian way.
no, be
Christian.
responsible.
Everything but sex. You're, you're supposed to be dating and trying to be with sexy young singles and get away from your loser church and be with cooler people. Like, that's very normal. And how do I know that? Because I've been friends with every young adult in the last 15 to 18 years of CCC, as you told me, as we talked about before.
Mm.
Most people are looking for the action, and people who stay at their church are like Robin.
Or like Robin.
Yeah, 5'4". How tall are you, Winnie?
I am 5'2".
Oh, never mind, never mind. I thought
I'm a
you
tiny
The
person.
little auntie.
were. They're not. It's unusual. Don't you
Mm,
know that?
I felt like I feel like a lot of my church thought it was like very different because they're not used to having people stay.
Absolutely not. In
Oh,
fact,
Or
I would probably
like
leave your church as soon as possible. In fact, when I went to your church, I wanted to get out, but you made me stay there for 3 hours on vacation as we cleaned the candles for no reason because COVID doesn't exist anymore.
sorry about that.
we were helping out her mom.
Yeah, man, I
No.
told
That
you
was
stop.
nice.
Yeah. So, all right, I want to throw a quote for you. I'm gonna be a psychologist. I
Mhm.
love Winnie, by the way.
I love you
Die
guys.
a hero, die a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And that's most people at church.
Mm.
Tell me, do you understand what that means? Does that mean anything to you? I'm a villain.
I don't think you're a villain, but I do
That's
understand.
because I'm nice to you, Whitney. I'm not nice to everybody.
Oh,
I
okay.
told just a random thought. I don't know if I told Edward, but I told Whitney this because I want her to feel loved by me
Yes.
for whatever reason. I
Mhm.
spent most of last year's retreat sitting next to Winnie every time we ate.
Yeah.
I did it
Yeah.
on purpose. I didn't want to sit next to Princess Calla,
What? Why
Why not
not?
both of them?
I love Calla.
Scarface,
Why not? Why not both of them?
because Winnie was sitting with her mom and Sonny,
Oh,
and
right.
I wanted to be a good host to Winnie. So
Yeah,
what
that
am I
makes
saying?
sense.
My point is, I'm nice to you, but I'm not always likable, right, Edward?
Um. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just
Definitely
how
the
it is.
villain to some people. Yeah.
And it's hard to. What I'm saying, it's very unusual to want to stay at the same place because most people want a fresh new start, especially when they hit college or graduate. So why do you have this conviction?
Hmm.
Do you not know how unusual that is?
Um, I didn't think of it as unusual. I just thought like it was just like a normal thing.
Do you know
Well,
how
I
many
think
words?
one of the reasons was that like I, even though like I went to college, like I still stayed like at home. Like I commuted to my school um like I commuted to my school and like I didn't like leave home technically.
I
So it
know
didn't feel like it was like very different.
Mejor
And
guaya. I'm Maya.
What?
what?
Mejor guaya.
Oh, shishini.
No, I'm Cantonese.
I know. No, that's what like I don't know.
I
Like a
say
lot
she's
of
very
people
well behaved in Cantonese.
I feel like a
Mejor
lot of people
Kangwala.
say that too.
What's that?
A lot of people say that.
You know
Like
what they call me, right?
no.
Guaya. Soy Zaya. Naughty boy,
Naughty boy.
bad boy. Even though I'm almost 40.
I mean, I feel like you're still a kid at heart to an extent.
I am a kid at heart,
Mm-hmm.
no doubt. But I'm just saying, all right, no worries. I, I just want to figure out if you know why you're so special. Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you understand I'm special? Like, I'm the only one in my entire Sunday school that has stayed at church.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one else in my peer group. That's it. They don't exist. I don't have peers. And I guess you're the same way. I'm just wondering if that's why I appreciate you. Maybe you appreciate me for different reasons, but I'm just telling you that it's an anomaly.
Mm. I mean, at the time, I didn't think it was like anything special, but like, I know like most people like expect like you to leave after like graduating high school, and it's still the same expectation like today.
I
But
want to tell you why I think you stayed. You tell me if you agree.
um,
I think you stayed because you love the kids.
I do love the kids.
And when you love the kids, you're like your mother. You can't abandon your children. That would be my guess.
I would say like I wanted to, well, not really like wanting. I wouldn't say abandoning my kids. I would say like I still wanted to be here to watch them grow up. Um,
Sounds like a mom.
I know, but I didn't think of it like as a motherly way. I still felt like more like an older sister kind of role than like a mother.
I got you. You know what my name is for some of the kids? Go ball.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying? But a female.
They don't call me like a big sister, but they've always like looked up to me like an additional family member.
What do you think, Edward? You're looking at Winnie, and
Oh,
I'm telling you that she's kind of an outlier. What do you see, Edward?
I've never seen these kids before. This is a side of you I don't
no, it's
can't
okay.
picture yet, but I believe it. I think you're really loyal,
Mm.
and Gary and I are like that too.
To a fault.
I recognize it. You're not a quitter. You look at those kids.
Wait a second.
Wait, no, I'm definitely.
I see her quit on a lot of things. Like the
Oh.
book she was supposed to read for me, running on the track. You did like all these push-ups, and you never did them again with Queenie. What a quitter! I see a huge quitter.
Okay, when it comes to relationships, you're not a quitter.
Okay.
Is that better? Is that right? I don't know.
I would say. Mm,
I would say I reach out to Winnie 99% of the time in our friendship. Was me reaching out,
that's very true.
and she goes, "I'm not a quitter. I respond." But he reaches out to me. Don't worry, Winnie. I do that for most of my relationships. I kind of reach out to different people, so don't worry.
Oh my
I'm used
goodness.
to, putting them in
No, I mean, I feel like as a,
Edward saying you're not a quitter. That's what Edward's saying.
That's what I
I'm
feel.
definitely a quitter, but like, for sure, I'm a quitter for sure. But like, I didn't feel, I don't know. I still felt like I wanted to be here for the kids in our needs group.
Yes.
I felt like that there was still like a lot of things that the church needed, and that they still needed like help and guidance, I guess.
And when you do this, are you? For those who don't know, is this a smooth ride? Is everything always happy-go-lucky, or is there some conflict at times?
I would say there's definitely a lot of conflict.
You ever get stuck in long meetings for no reason?
100%.
Not me.
The best part is that they speak in Mandarin, and I don't understand what they're saying.
What about the black pastor? Does he understand?
No, so we sit there in confusion together. And
Your black pastor is your youth pastor.
yes, he's my youth pastor. Most of my church was originally like all Chinese church, but they're trying to open it up to like more English, but it's still like very hard because most of the majority of the congregation speaks Chinese.
There's only one way people come into Chinese church, and that's if they're trying to date a Chinese girl. That's it.
No, that's not true.
Oh, can you give me an evidence, specific example? I swear Edward liked to grow at our church,
That's not why I came though.
but it helps.
It helps.
No, I feel like most of the time, like when people come to our church, it starts with the parents coming over, and it's all
Oh, I mean
like,
adults. I mean adults. Like, yeah. I guess
well,
you
I
don't have
don't
any
have as
adults.
much like
You have no
younger
adults. All
people.
right.
It's just mostly like parents and grandparents in my church.
So, how's it feel being in a church and serving? Are you alone?
Um,
Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel fully gratified? Do you feel torn? Do you feel satisfied? Do you feel like you sometimes you don't know what you're doing?
oh, I always don't know what I'm doing. Um, I feel like now it's not as like I feel like before there was like a lot of responsibility and a lot of expectations. And now like watching like people grow older and there's like much well, like they're still like high school and middle school, but like before is like they were all like still little, but now they're like much older. Like they are starting to like teach Sunday school or like help out in the church. And so they're a little older to get to do that, but it's like a lot different now that we see church in a slightly different perspective.
Do you
Um,
think when I met your mother, she
mhm,
couldn't tell she liked me because I was doing a really good job of pretending I was a gambling addict. I
mhm.
thought every conversation would be about how to win money at the casino. That your mom used to work at the casino,
Yeah,
but according to you, it seemed like she wanted a person like me to be part of your church.
she did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like that, like, because, like, like, considering, like, what my church looks like right now, I feel like, and my mom feels the same way too. She feels like that we need more people that are, like, closer to my age, like, young adults in the church to help lead the youth group. Um,
I feel bad I don't live there.
I
No,
feel
no,
like
Edward,
most people that,
you don't want to live near Atlantic City. It's not a.
I'm saying I wish you had help.
oh, well, I
Well, I
feel
know
like
I
it's
know
better.
where Tommy will be if he gets married.
Oh,
I said I'll see you.
I
I'll
love
see
that.
you. I'll see you in Atlantic City, buddy. um, yeah, go ahead.
No, I feel like it's like expected that a lot of people like after graduating high school, they don't stay in the church. Um, but I think there's like other reasons why people don't stay in it.
You have a lot of issues going on in your church. I don't even know what it is. I
Oh,
don't want to pretend like I know. The issues is a lot of his language and cultural.
Really?
So
um,
for our church,
mm-hmm.
even though there's a generation gap, but Jennings and other adults they still speak English. So there's a connection there. But if that person doesn't speak English, adios, man. I'm not trying to form any relationship with you unless you're my own grandma.
Um,
But it is very hard when you have those factors going on.
mm.
Anyways, hey, let's switch gears. I want to ask you, what do you think? What was your impression when you came to DC? What did you like overall? What did you learn? What did you not like?
Well, she's been there before, right? Before
I
you met
have been
us.
there before, but like
Mhm.
it was always like a very short period of time.
It
It
was
was
like a
like my
trip.
Just
first
a
time
field trip.
for like yeah, like a field trip or like traveling with like family, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like this was like the first time where I've actually
You're
like
an adult now.
lived someplace
Yeah,
outside like my house.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Tell us about that experience.
Mm-hmm.
living in DC, I really liked living in DC. I liked experiencing like a different lifestyle. Um, because like where I grew up, it's not like in the city.
You can't
So
walk to anything. Is that what you're saying?
what's up?
It's a lot easier to walk to different places.
I like walking to different places. It's um I like exploring DC. I really liked walking through the city. And I also really liked meeting people that I shared a lot of experiences with. I think like one of the best experiences or like the best parts of DC, like my time there was like meeting you guys in the church. Um because
Who's you guys?
I wasn't expecting to like make friends there.
Who's you
Um
guys? I want you to be specific. Who do you like and who do you not like?
well,
Who's
I
the
don't like
gang?
what?
I want you to rank the people you like.
Oh, I can't rank people, but
Who do you like? Who do you like more? Me in the gang or the other people?
Oh, I remember I can't tell you like I can't choose, guys.
Oh, that's right. All right. Okay. All I know is that when we found out that someone made you pay for a massage, we weren't happy about that.
That was my first time at a massage, and it was a interesting experience.
We would never make you pay for that. We know you're a very poor person. You're very poor, impoverished. Yeah.
I'm
What was your
still poor and
experience hanging out?
impoverished.
What was your experience hanging out with our group?
I really liked hanging out with you guys. It was definitely like a much more different experience because even though like I hang out with my guy friends, like I don't go to the gym with them. Um,
I can
I
tell.
don't watch a lot of movies with my friends, but I definitely had a lot of fun when I was with you guys.
I, f- I feel really bad when we made you run on the track. That was so wrong. I've never felt so
I
bad.
had fun though.
I just looked at you and I go, "This is like that girl in middle school who's really struggling to do the fitness test, and she's only trying because she's doing for a grade." That's how I felt about you. I'm sorry, Winnie.
No,
That's
you're
Tom. That was not my idea to bring you on the track.
good.
Yeah. Any memories that stand out when you were here?
Um, there's a lot. There's a lot to think about. Um,
What did you all do? Did you when did you leave? Oh, we went to hot pot at Justin's house.
yeah, that's
And
That
we
was
what.
the
had
last day.
karaoke.
Yeah, we had hot pot.
Yes, that was the last. That was your send off.
Yeah.
That was actually a good time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you say you changed now? Okay. Was any memory? That's my memory of you. And then you came back with Queenie
Hmm.
and Winnie. Did you come with Sonny
I
in the summer?
yeah, I came back in the summer with Quinny.
Yes. He went to the library. He went to the Martin Luther King, and we came over. We went to the gardens,
Hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to eat at Fuki, Paul Key, and your mom paid for everything. That was awesome what she paid. And then we ended up paying the next day. What? Any memories?
I think it was just like feeling appreciated. Um, and
She came on the retreat.
I did come on a retreat.
You like that?
I did like the retreat. I was actually planning to go again this year, but I found out a bit too late.
Aw.
It's in
No, it's okay.
2 days.
I know.
I have
You
to
can still
go
make it. It's 2 days away. You can just drive there.
No, I have to go pick up Sunny and my sister.
I'm sorry, in Minnesota.
No, I have to pick her up from the airplane, from the airport.
All right. So you're getting older, Winnie.
Hmm.
Graduated. Oh yeah, tell me about this. Do you think I was correct when I felt that you had ADHD? Do you think you have ADHD?
I don't think I have ADHD. I just think I'm lazy. But I definitely procrastinate a lot.
Justin says you have ADHD, and Justin has a lot of ADHD.
Justin said that.
Yeah.
What was the reason? Like, what did he see?
I don't know. I just remember I had him talk to you, and I was like, I feel like a loving person like Woody doesn't procrastinate unless she has ADHD because she doesn't want to disappoint people. And I remember you said last semester that you were really kind of depressed about your schoolwork, and I'm like, it's psychology. How hard can that be? That's an easy major. So in my opinion, if you struggle with psychology and you're not retarded, you must have ADHD, or you're working 3 jobs like Edward.
I was not working 3 jobs, but
Yeah, you were kind of stressed about your major, correct? And
I
finishing
was
up school.
it was definitely stressful my last year because I was I was trying to finish my minor for before I graduated, but like
What's your
it was
minor?
like my minor is in behavioral neuroscience, and I took that just for fun, but like it's really like I'm not like a really science person. Um, so like it was really fun to learn, but it was really hard and difficult to understand.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you don't have ADHD.
No, I don't think so.
Is it bad to self-diagnose? Is that a no-no if you're a psychologist to self-diagnose?
Absolutely sure. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't have ADHD.
You're positive?
Positive.
Guess you're just lazy.
I am a very lazy person, but I also need to I need to fix my procrastination habit.
Well, you have any advice? Because you used to be that way, but I don't think you're procrastinating anymore.
I think I was lazy too, and then I genuinely wondered like I might have ADHD too because I can't do this task, I can't do this homework, but it's really because I was just over it. I didn't care about it,
Mm-hmm.
um, which made it hard to focus. I'm not like that anymore. Well, I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just because I'm pushing myself to just hurry up, don't waste time, and thinking about the future.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't. If you say you don't have ADHD, then I believe you.
I'm gonna have to examine her some more.
Garrett still
All
thinks
I
you
know is
do.
that I would ask her to do book club, and she could never get the read the chapters within a lot of time. I don't know what's wrong with you, Tim Tebow. This is the day is an easy book, and I picked this is the day because that's it relates to your procrastination. And I made her read Screw Tape Letters.
Which one did you like more, Tim Tebow or Screw Tape?
What is
Which
it?
book?
What which books did you like that I recommended to you?
Mm-hmm. Besides
Oh,
his.
hmm. I think it was only two books. I really liked Screw Tape Letters because it was like written from an interesting standpoint. But I also like This Is the Day because it was a very um it
Practical.
felt like it was a heart to heart conversation. Um
I, I copied my books off of Tim Tebow's books. Kind of always try to throw in a story with a lesson.
mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize that, but
I just did.
No, I did notice that.
you did notice that.
I just did, yeah.
Anyways, so what's happening now, Winnie, in your life? What's next? How have you grown, and what's next for you? I guess how have you grown? How do you see yourself growing now as a Christian, and what do you see your future?
Um, I think at the very moment, I have well, besides traveling, right now, I'm thinking about working for a year, and then pursuing like a master's program or a doctor's program for counseling.
Doctors.
We're at the
Uh,
same school.
uh, not in the same school. Because like my
DC.
oh, in DC, I don't know. I'd love to go back to DC, but I have to find a school there, and also have to find a job there, find a place to live. Um, the I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna try and see if I can like find somewhere close to home so I don't have to spend too much money. Um, but if push comes to shove, then I'll just go wherever God takes me.
You should sell that piano you got for money.
Oh, wait, which one?
The
I mean, even
Steinway.
if I sold the piano, it wouldn't pay for my tuition.
No, but it would help.
No, it would not.
You can't sell that for 50,000.
No.
How much is that piano worth?
Which one?
The Steinway.
The Steinway, we bought it for about 30,000.
Yeah, yeah. Can't you sell that for 50?
No. My sister loves the piano too much. I can't sell it. That's her piano now.
That's her boyfriend.
That is her life.
Yeah, I know how to date your sister. I would just say, hey, do you want to date? She's like, no. It's like, but if you date me, I just want you to play piano for me all day.
No, you have to buy her a couple Steinways.
Like, what's that?
A couple.
I'm just kidding, but I was thinking, like, could you imagine if I was friends with your sister?
Mhm.
How cool that would be. I'm like, hey, can you just play music for me all day and I just watch?
Yeah,
That would be
so practice.
such an easy fit.
You should live with me. You can hear practice all
I
day.
do live with you. My name is Sunny. I'm Sunny from the future, your brother. I'm
Good
just
thing
kidding.
she doesn't. Good thing she doesn't make you practice.
No, don't make me sit still. I'm just kidding, but I think that would be cool if I had a friend who played the music. I love listening to music. Like I love it when Evelyn sings.
Me too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Mhm.
Um, so, anyways, future plans. You're thinking about master's, doctorate. What
Yeah,
about? Is there any other area you're growing in, Christian wise, socially, romantically, church?
not
What?
romantically.
Any
Uh,
anything? Any way you're changing?
I think when I was in Taiwan,
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah. Go
we
talk
were
about
like,
Taiwan. That you just came
oh,
back from your mission trip in
I did,
Taiwan.
I
Yeah, I'd
did
love
just
to
come
hear
back
about it.
Yeah, she had the best experience of her life.
from Taiwan. We were like doing a VBS in Taiwan at actually it was at the church that um my pastor's wife grew up in, the Chinese pastor. And she's Taiwanese and she grew up in this church. And I think like one of the most like strongest impressions when I was there was that the people from that church were, well, not just like from that church, but people in general, but like most specifically people from that church were very kind, were very loving.
So
Uh,
everyone on that trip was kind and loving.
Very nice. Very
Every
nice.
single person.
Yes.
There wasn't anyone that you didn't get along with.
Uh, I would say there was one person that I didn't get along with, but that doesn't mean like I don't like her.
I got you, got
I
you. Just
like
want to
work
make sure it was
with
an
her.
accurate picture.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I was telling my sister, I was like, I love her, but she makes me want to prick my eyeballs out. Um, but I love
Poke
her.
your eyeballs out.
Yeah.
I asked Winnie. So I talked to Winnie. I said, "How was your trip to Taiwan?" She goes, "Eh." I said to her, she goes, "It's okay." And then I asked her specifically, "How many times did you cry?"
Oh, a
Oh
lot.
wow.
A
I'm
lot.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
No,
Um,
no, no, it's not. You cried
it,
a lot, and you're a devout Christian. You're a loving
it is
person.
normal to cry, Gary. It's called expressing your emotions.
How often do you cry, Winnie? When you're not
Uh,
going to Taiwan,
when I'm not in Taiwan,
like once every month?
well, if we're talking about the school year, it's like once a month.
Okay, how often did you cry in Taiwan? Once
uh,
every 2 days?
it was like the first, well, not the first couple days. Um, it was like the first 3 days that I was doing the BBS there.
You crying?
Yeah.
The first 3 days.
What was you crying about? Like, God, why? God, are you
No.
there? What's
Well,
going on? What's your purpose?
partially, but mostly because I was feeling inadequate.
Oh,
No, it's okay. I mean,
you're such
there's,
a good Sunday school teacher.
yeah, but it's different because
Why is it different?
I was
How
I was teaching English.
how's your Mandarin?
Terrible. I don't understand anything.
How's your
Um,
Cantonese?
Cantonese is okay. I can like understand a little bit. Um, I understand a lot more than Mandarin, but like my Mandarin's like really terrible. Like every 5 minutes, like when something happens, I'm like, what's going on? And then like the people I'm working with, they're like, I don't know either. I'm like, oh, that's great. So we're all lost. Um, but like it was like a little difficult just because I couldn't understand the language. Like there was definitely not just the language barrier, but also like because they were expecting a lot to happen. Like they're like, oh, we want this to be a success. We want this to be successful, and we want to have you guys come back next year to do this again. I was like, next year? You want me to come back next year? I mean, I don't mind coming back to Taiwan, but
I know
not.
you're talking about the food. I know you like
Oh, I
food.
love eating.
I love it.
You had good food?
But I was like, teaching
I love
English,
Taiwanese food.
again, not so much.
Hey, don't worry. Just say you're coming back, but say you're going to come back a little skinnier, and send your
Super
sister.
funny.
You see, they asked me to bring my sister with me next year.
All right, let me ask you a question. I think this is what I'm hearing from you.
Hmm.
I think you want to please people,
I think that's an issue.
and I think that you probably most of the time are pretty good at it, and then when you fail, it really hurts you. And when you say you feel inadequate,
Hmm.
I think Edward has the same can relate. He wants to make people happy, and it makes you feel torn up when you don't. do a good enough job. Not just because you have an ego. I'm not saying that, but because you want to actually please people. Is that reasonable?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I
What you
like
think?
disappointing people, and I feel bad because like obviously like they've been planning like this VBS for like this entire year, and they're planning for people to come over, and they gave us money to spend to like buy food, and they drive us to places. Like I would feel bad like if I didn't do as well as they want me to, and also like because like they're already like pretty hyped about everything, really excited about people from another country to come over and putting all the effort to welcome us, and I'm like I feel terrible because I don't think I'm the person for this. Like I don't think I'm the right person to be doing this.
Damn, Winnie. Well, I like you.
Oh, thank you. But I feel like it's like a very like different experience. Because they're expecting me to do a lot, even though like I literally never done this before, and no
What
one was.
kinds of responsibilities you have?
Um,
I'm just curious.
I think it was like mainly like developing a lesson plan and developing activities for the kids to do.
You're a
But
teacher.
like the person in charge of it was like very picky about like what activities we were doing. She was also like very picky about how we were teaching it. Um, like we would present a lesson plan to her and she would be like, "Oh, like let's change it." And I was like, "Okay, I don't mind if we're like changing it or you don't like how it's presented. But at least like if you want to change it, give me like an option. Like tell me what you want to change and give me an option. Don't just like say you don't like it and not give me like any alternatives." I think like that was difficult. And then also like she was like, "Oh, like I want you guys to plan activities as well." I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Oh, it has to be related to the lesson." And I was like, "Oh, that's a little harder."
Dang, it sounds like she's a real teacher.
You see,
Because I've never, because I do whatever I want
I
all the
would too.
time.
I would too. For activities, I would have been like literally be like, "Okay, let's play four quarters." But you know, she was like, "Oh, it has to be related to the lesson. They have to learn English from the activity." And
Four
she was
quarters.
like, "Oh,
Is four quarters the game when you're in the center and the people got to run the corner
yeah,
quietly? Love
yeah,
that game. That's a good game.
yeah." No, and I was
I
like,
don't know if I played it before.
no, it was like
I've had
she
the
was also
activity.
like very picky about it, and she was like, "Oh, it has to like you have to occupy them for like an hour with like an activity." I was like, "Okay, that's not the problem. It's just like finding an activity that she approves of is the issue." Because like we would pick an activity and then like on the day of, she would immediately change it and be like, "Oh, I don't like that. Let's change it into something else." And I was like, "Okay, well, you see, like this is like this needs to be done by today and prepared by today." So it was like very I would not necessarily frustrating because I don't mind if you change it. I'm flexible, but like it was just like the way that she approached it. It was like, "Oh, like I don't like it," and it
Most
doesn't
people like
really
working for guys more.
what?
Most people like working for guy supervisors or managers. They're more chill.
Hmm. Well, I believe she was like a little picky about it just because like she was in charge of the program.
I understand.
Hmm.
I get it. It's not about you. It's about her.
Um,
I don't want to look bad.
well, I don't want to look bad either. She's also like really good friends with my mom.
I try to make people look bad when I go to Kenya.
Yeah.
Just a
You
random
try
thought.
to make people look bad?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they asked me to go speak in front of the church, so I'm like, all right, let me make fun of you a few times and see if you like that. Like Bubba's like, please speak at this church, and he's my translator. So then I'll start sharing embarrassing stories about Bubbly and make him translate for me. And I'm like, that's what you get for trying to turn me into an American prop. I'm ready to go back home to my hotel.
Oh my.
um, yeah, I understand pleasing people. I don't really please too many people anymore, but I get it. It's kind of annoying sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Edward, any thoughts, man, before we wrap it up? And hey, Winnie, you have any questions for us? Feel free to ask anything, but you have any thoughts, Edward?
I've had that feeling before. In classrooms and working with kids. Um, I have a job right now where I'm working with a child who has autism, and when I started, I definitely felt inadequate.
No, it's okay.
I definitely did.
He's severe autism.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
severe. I have a binder with me, and in it, there's like test scores to show you how autistic he is. And when I opened it for the first time, the results were severe, 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 severe.
So what is a goal for him?
Wow.
Give me a goal so Winnie can understand. Like your goal is to wash your hands after you eat.
After you use the bathroom, sure.
Mhm.
But right now I'm working on getting him to look at me when I call his name. Like
Wow.
so,
Dude, I'm
That's
doing that.
tough.
I'm doing that
so
with
I
my 1 month old daughter.
so I would say, "Hey, Garrett," and if he doesn't turn around like that, he doesn't. He's just like looking in the distance. You
Yeah.
saw him writing down. I'm writing that down. He did not look at me. Let's do this 10 more
Oh, you have to
times.
report that?
Yeah, and then I'm
Oh.
playing. I'm playing Uno with him. I'm playing simple games, and I have to tell him the rules, get him to play, follow the rules.
Yeah.
He likes to run around, make a mess, yell. I felt inadequate,
Mhm.
but you get used to it. And
Mhm.
Winnie, I look forward to you being a school counselor so you can work with those kids.
Oh, I've worked with kids with like like ADHD, but like younger children. So it's like
Talk about
just like
Justin.
no one. Oh well, I oh my gosh, I literally had this kid. I love him so much. He was like 3 years old, and like he's in a program, but like I didn't know he had like severe ADHD until like much later, and it was like very difficult because it's like, hey, it's time to eat lunch, time to eat, and he would just look at me and then walk away the other direction,
That's called
and it was really
oppositional defiance disorder.
no, his attention span is just that bad. He just like looks at you for 2 seconds and then that's it, and then he's gone. And I was always like, hello, 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 hello. It's like, hey, like your breakfast is right here. And it took a lot of like practice and like um a lot of patience for sure to like he's like
Hey,
much better now. But like in the beginning of the year, it was like a nightmare.
hey, Winnie, just a random thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be a father. I'm pretending.
Are
So
you
they,
trying to be a father?
I'm trying to, and they
Okay.
said you're supposed to talk to your baby the way you talk. It's weird. You're supposed to use
Like me?
elongated
you need to talk
sounds.
like Winnie.
Hello, Jubilee. Good morning.
That's so funny
They
though.
said that you're supposed to talk to them like that. I can't do it. I hate that
No,
teacher board.
they told me they're like, Winnie, you have to talk slow when you're teaching them English. So
Hi. Yeah.
it's like on day one, God created darkness and light.
Yeah, I think you do a much better job than most people. You got a nice voice. I'm just telling you, I don't want to do that. But I think for you, you're
Oh,
more
it's
natural at.
I have a problem with being stern, having a
okay.
stern voice.
Mm.
And do you have that problem?
I have that problem because even if I yell at them, they don't listen to me.
Let me,
Yeah, but
Winnie, yell at me right now.
No, they're like Miss Winnie's nice, and I was like, I appreciate that, but like right now, like you're in trouble. Like, like I
Winnie,
appreciate that they
Winnie,
like me, but it's like, but you have to follow the rules.
did she get cut off?
Maybe your phone died.
Maybe her phone died. We could pause it.
What's up, freaks? This episode is brought to you by Vivizin. If you haven't heard of Vivizin, then you need to hear this. It's this amazing shot that helps you relax and get through the day. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, or just need to chill out, Vivizin has got your back. I've been using it, my pal Garrett uses it, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. You take this small, convenient shot, and boom, you feel more relaxed and focused. No more jitters, no more stress. It's made with all natural ingredients, so you know you're putting good stuff into your body. Go to Vivizin.com right now and get 10% off your first order. It's perfect for those crazy hectic days when you need to take the edge off. Give it a shot and feel the difference. Stay calm, stay focused, and stay on top of your game with Vivizin. Speaking of feel-good relief, I think Winnie is back, so let's get back to the episode.
Winnie, so we had a technical difficulties, but I see that over the break you went to go change your clothes and fix your hair. You look nice.
I didn't do anything.
Your hair looks nice.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good adjustment that you made.
Thank you.
There we go. All
I
right,
didn't do
we're gonna end with this last point for time,
anything.
and I want to say this. You can take it for whatever it's worth. I appreciate you because I feel alone at times
Mm-hmm.
serving the church. I have great guys like Edward, but what I'm saying when I say feel alone, I don't mean that I don't have people that I love. I'm saying I don't have peers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why my heart goes out to you because I feel that I know what I try to do is I feel like that's special. Like there's not a lot of people like me. And then when I see you, I kind of have that, I feel like you're special too.
Mm.
And I try to always encourage you because I like you. And maybe, and I always wonder if you realize how special you are. Maybe Queenie's special. Maybe because you're a twin, you're not as special. I have no idea. Maybe you're like half as special, but that's actually how I view you. I always want to encourage you to keep serving God and uh, yes, your career and other stuff, but really just to mature as a Christian and not lose your passion. And what do you feel about what I'm saying to you? Do
Mm.
you have that support system, or what's your thoughts?
Um, I really appreciate it every time you send encouragement and send support. Um,
I also send a lot of bullshit too, though, right? Like one time when Edward said, "Dude, message Winnie and say Queenie sucks balls."
oh, I remember that.
So I not like I just said encouraging. I said stupid things too, but go ahead, Winnie. I want to paint an accurate picture. I'm not just a nice guy. I'm retarded. I'm very silly, but go ahead.
um, I mean, I still feel like our church still needs to be more loving and less judgmental. My church here. Um, I mean, I do appreciate like people there and what they're trying to do, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes like they're very out of touch. With especially the youth, they're not always as understanding or as well, mostly just not understanding and not realizing like um that sometimes like the youth today is different from what they think they like how they envision the youth group to be is different from what is actually there. And I feel like that right now, like we need to I don't know, I feel like um I want to support these kids more than like needing support myself. Because I know these kids are the future. And I also know that like they're still struggling and still searching on where they are and they're still very young in their faith. And I don't want them to lose that just because someone in a church was like so or like someone said this in a church or someone in church is like that. But I feel like now like a lot of their belief and a lot of their spiritual growth is like very strongly impacted by how they are seen in a church or how people in the church respond to what they do, because I know some of them are like very um like they pay a lot of attention to what other people say about them, and they pay a lot of attention to what people in the church say too.
She
And
sounds like
I
a
feel
sweetie. I'm
like oh I feel like as a church like we need to be more loving, more understanding, and less judgmental and less pointing fingers at someone and saying like oh like you need to do this or like you're the problem, and more of like oh like well we see someone is struggling with something, what can we do to help them.
Dude,
um
Winnie, you sound like you're describing me. So
Describing
mature.
you in what
I'm,
way?
I'm very judgmental, and I'm like, you're the problem. Get the fuck out of here. You can just leave, man. Oh
No,
my
I'm not
god.
talking about you. No,
I
I'm not
think you're
talking
talking
about you.
about me, Edward. What do you think?
No, I'm
No, I
not
was
talking about you. There's like I don't know, I feel like sometimes like there's a
you talking
lot of
about older people and younger people pointing fingers at each other. Is that what you're
um
saying?
I would say like mostly like the older generation,
Oh.
like
Are they fighting
older
and not getting anything done?
um
Is that?
not that. It's more
Oh.
like well, how they run things or like it's like literally like the simplest things that you wouldn't think they would argue about, but they would argue about.
Oh, we're starting to hear this theme
Oh,
more and more often. Talking about like the
And-
7-day meeting of IKEA furniture from Unsu.
7-day meeting of IKEA furniture.
Yeah, we've talked for 5 days about what kind of IKEA furniture to purchase for BPS or some stupid thing like that. You know, that's kind of stuff you're talking about.
Mm.
Yeah. My answer to you, Winnie,
Mm-hmm.
is that the older you get and the further along you want to go down this road. I don't know if you want to go down this road. I wouldn't care. It's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to bail. They want to get married. They want to get comfortable. But if you go further down that road, you'll realize it only gets lonelier. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that from my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that if you keep going down that road, I can still be your friend
We can still be friends.
and we'll be friends. If you marry one of our guys, we'll definitely be friends for a long time. We'll definitely be friends. I would love if Winnie married one of our guys.
Oh my
It'd
goodness.
be so cool. What do you think, Edward?
How about this? I'll play for your weddings for free.
You can't play at your own wedding. That's
I'll play-
stupid.
What?
You can tell Quinny to play at your wedding.
No, I'm gonna hire.
All right, Edward.
I'm gonna hire a whole orchestra.
Right. Wait, who can Winnie marry?
Who am I going to get married to?
Is that
I don't know.
Justin.
Oh,
Justin.
not Justy's not part of our group, man.
Only in our group. Wow, there's not many options. Jeez, there's not many options.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you pick Winnie.
Yeah, you can pick.
Have you ever had a
I'll
crush
get
on
married
anyone
to
in our group?
Jesus. I'll get married to Jesus. That's
Such
the
a-
only man I should be seeking.
Dude, that sounds such a good answer. Dude, she should definitely get married to one of our guys. What a great answer, Winnie. We passed.
We're gonna promote this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to say? You know, wrapping up. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts? Don't give up. Don't let.
You talking to yourself or you talking to me?
Stay hard.
Oh.
Are you saying for yourself or are you saying to me? Because I don't give up. You're the quitter.
Maybe it's myself. Don't give up.
Winnie.
Oh.
You
I
don't
just
want to. Yeah, go ahead.
be kind and be loving to people.
Winnie, if you don't want to give up, you should be my friend.
What do you mean? I am
Like-
your friend.
Yeah, no.
Am I not your
if,
friend?
I'm saying if you don't want to give up and you tell me, I want to bother you every day about a goal that you have. Just like Evelyn and her steps. She's supposed to get 6,000 steps a day.
Oh, I thought it was 10.
There you go up to 10.
I thought it was. Six,
Hey.
6 is a good.
So if you really don't want to give up, you just tell me to hold you accountable. I'll hold you accountable.
Mm. I'll
Um,
keep that in mind.
Okay. Don't give up. Anything else?
Be kind, be loving, be
But you
nice
already-
to people.
Aren't you already these things?
Well, there's never enough kindness in this world.
All right. I want to tell you what I thought to myself, and I said this to Edward.
Said what to Edward?
I'm going to tell you, it's related to what you're saying. I totally disagree with you.
Okay, go ahead.
You can be too humble. You can be too kind. You can be too smart, but you can never be too strong.
You can never be too strong.
You can never be too strong, but you can definitely be too kind. Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too kind. I'm too nice of a person. I let people use me all the time.
I don't mean be a doormat. That's
Yes.
no, do not be a doormat.
So, okay.
No, don't be a doormat. Don't let people step on you.
Are you
because
talking
when
about that
you
person
do-
in Taiwan again?
What?
Talking about that person in Taiwan again?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying from experience.
Oh, okay.
Don't let people step on you. You can be nice, but you also need to be kind to yourself.
I think you're nicer. I think I'm nicer than you, Winnie. I think I'm much nicer than you. I think I get walked on all the time.
Mm.
Still.
Yeah, I do. I still try to please a lot of people.
Mhm.
My baby walks on me all the time.
Literally or metaphorically?
Literally, she's spent some of the time on my chest. Come on, come to daddy. She tries to climb up me.
I want to meet her so bad.
Well, we're going to start a website. It's called Only Babies. Have you heard of the website called OnlyFans? I'm learning about it this year.
Wait, you've never heard of OnlyFans before?
I've heard about it, but I didn't know what the acronym was because my coworker goes, OF. I'm like, what's OF?
I've never heard of the acronym either.
Have you heard of that, Edward? Yeah, me neither. I'm not cool enough. I don't really know what the acronym is.
Okay.
But anyways, only babies. That's what I'm
Continue,
trying-
only babies.
Only babies for your sister because your sister keeps wanting pictures of my baby. So I want to start charging her.
She's a beautiful baby.
Yeah, who does she look like, me or me?
My mom says she looks like me, but I think she looks like you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, Winnie, we'll head on. I'm going to end the conversation here, but you know what? I want to catch up with you when you become Doctor or Master Winnie. You're going to become Master Winnie.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I'd be Master Winnie or Dr. Winnie. I'd be Dr. May.
My wife's May.
Master May.
Forget that you're May. You know that? My wife's May.
It's really funny because my dad's last name is May and my mom's last name is E.
Wow, you're May. Yes. Okay, that's cool.
Not a May, just a May.
My mom's last name is Lee, and my dad's last name is Lee, and my last name is Wong.
How does that work?
My dad's families came over illegally, and their legal name was Lee, but their real name is Wong, so my dad changed my name back to Wong.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But some that call Mr. Lee, I'm like, yes. I just answered, but yes, I'm Wong. Anyways, yeah, we'll catch up with you in the future after you graduate from your next program, or if you become a school counselor, we'll catch up again. You don't have to get a degree. Yes, you do. Sorry.
I do. I do need to get a degree.
Sorry, Louis got a degree in Master's of School Counseling. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Well, hey, we'll talk to you later, Winnie. Hope to see you soon, and your sister.
Winnie, are you going to be at home on 9th, August 9th?
I'm not sure.
I asked already.
Oh.
I'll be leaving for China on Tuesday, and I'm not sure when I'll be back. I'll come back in August, that's all I know, but I'm not exactly sure.
She's definitely going to come back to hang out with us. I know she
I hope
will.
we see you.
I have stuff for your baby.
Oh, yeah. Is it a Lacey?
What?
Is it a Lacey?
Always
No.
got money.
About. Can you return it and just give me cash? Please don't be clothes. I swear to you, I have too much clothes. I
My
swear.
mom just bought clothes
I swear,
for
no,
her today.
Are you insane? You know how many clothes I have?
She grows quickly, though. Like, she's not going to stay the same size.
Jordans are okay.
Jordan.
So I asked Queenie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I sent you this. Queenie's like, wow, your baby's really growing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to Queenie, is Winnie growing? I forgot what she said, but it made her laugh. So I guess everyone's growing, right?
Don't worry. Your baby will fit into the clothes very quickly.
We got a lot of clothes.
No.
Okay, Winnie, you take care. We love you. Hope to see you soon.
I hope to see you soon, too.
Okay.
I love you
Thanks
guys.
for chatting.
All right, peace, Winnie. You have a good night.
You too.